right, let me adjust one real quick. All right. All right, got you, Coach Joseph. How you doing? Hold on, you muted. Let me make sure. You muted, man.
All right, I think I'm unmuted now.
All right.
So we are live and streaming on Facebook. Hold on right quick. Turn it down for me a little bit. All right. All right, so we are live and on Facebook. Here we are. I think we're about day 20, or day 21 of the challenge.
Almost at the end.
Yeah, so I'm here with you tonight, Coach McKee, and then we got Coach Chris as well. And tonight we're going to be we're getting ready to move into the next stream, cash flow stream associated with our income shifting membership. So as we always do when we get ready to enter into a new stream, we always give a quick recap of what we've done previously. So we remember we started off by talking about claiming ownership of our box, of our finances. And then we got right into showing you how to adjust your W-4. And that's the first cash flow stream, correcting your tax withholding, and showing you how there was possibly a pay raise waiting on you inside of your paycheck, but you had to learn how to properly fill out the W-4. We also showed you how to estimate your tax liability by using the IRS tax calculator. After we discussed correcting your tax withholding, then Ms. Pace went on to teach us and show us how to legally, ethically, and morally minimize our taxes. All right. So we then showed you the tool that's inside the income shifting membership, the cash flow manager, that allows you to keep good records and allows you to help keep everything in order so you can minimize those taxes. All right. So that was the second cash flow stream, minimizing your taxes, which automatically increases your cash flow. The third cash flow stream we talked about last week was about getting good credit. Now, how's that involving your cash flow stream? Because if you have poor credit, then your interest rates are going to be kind of high. That means there's more money going out of your pocket. So what we wanted to do is show you how to get your credit back in order. We took you through the My Credit system, showed you all of the videos, all of the letters that were available to you, and now you know how to go about repairing your credit, how to build it, and how to maintain it. So this week, we're getting into our fourth cash flow stream, and that involves debt elimination, all right? And so while Coach Chris is getting some things prepared to share with you tonight, I kind of want to get you going in this direction. All right, I'll ask this question, and when I teach a class, I always ask my students this. I tell them to give me 3 things to get them to the mountains, $1 million that's buried in the mountains of Colorado. And the answers I usually get are a shovel, food, I need money, I need a vehicle, I need somebody to go with me. And then I always ask them, how many of you have ever been to Colorado? No one raises their hand. So I say, don't you think it's important that you have a map? And at that point, they're all right, we need a map. That's right. So you need a map to get you to, from point A to point B. It's no different when it comes down to your debt elimination. All right. Most people are stressed out with debt and they don't have a real plan on how to get rid of it. And so they just choose not to deal with it at all. All right. So what we want to talk about this week is debt elimination, but we want to talk about it in a strategic manner. We want to get you to see some things and do some things a little differently that can help you clear up your debt. Now, when you eliminate your debt, a couple of things happen. Your debt, not only it decreases, your cash flow increases, but your debt is also tied to your credit. So this is a part of your credit repair and credit building strategy as well, and that's that debt elimination. But you need a plan on how you're going to go about doing it. So what we want to do, we want to kick this week off by sharing. Coach Chris is going to share some training with you here and kind of get your mind set for what we're going to be doing this week as relates to debt elimination. All right. So Coach Chris, I'm going to turn it right on over to you.
All right, Coach Joe, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
All right, can you see my board? Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
All right, so everybody, look, hey, we are really moving on. Let me get down here first minute. We're moving on, hey, with the training. This week we're gonna talk about, like you said, eliminating debt and how to really strategize and have a real plan to do that, a roadmap to eliminate our debt faster. But you really gotta take that serious and stuff. And I don't, we always say things about being a part of my econ, and we want all our members, all our VIP owners who have this to really have their cash flow strategies completed. And so before we get into this training throughout the week on that, I want to talk about some reality, some cold hard facts in this training tonight so we can get our mindset. It's Monday, and so we want to start off this week with a right mindset to really shift our income like we've been talking about and to really get an understanding of why it's important for us to take these strategies to increase our cash flow very serious, especially with eliminating debt. All right. So before I get into that, this week about the training, I want to share tonight with something you all call code red. All right. Code red. And when I say code red, right there, what that's saying for me is standing for reality. All right. The R in code red, the R is reality, the E is educated, and the D is determined. So when I say code red, we sound the alarm. It's a code red, code red. Well, with us in this VIP challenge, what we talking about code red means the reality that I'm about to share some cold hard facts that's reality is going on. And then we're going to be educated. We've been getting educated financially in this group for weeks now. And so we want to do now that we get this information, you got to be determined to get out of debt, be determined to increase your cash flow, be determined to, like I said, increase your cash flow to build wealth. And so you can retire. All right. So let's get into it right here. Some cold hard fact. Now, right here, it says, I won't be for you long, but look, it says by age 65 out of 100. All right. So what I want to talk about, most people are going to pretty much retire, quote unquote, how we told around the system, the American system. You want to work 40 years, the 40, which is you go working 40 hours a week, 40 years of your life. Then when you retire, you only receive about 40% of what you was earning when you was working. So it's really hard, and people end up struggling during their retirement year if they don't have a financial plan or things or asset, realty stuff, things you want to have, dividends, everything set up. So what we're going to talk about is some cold hard facts about at age 65, since that's when everybody think they're supposed to retire, at age 65. So I'm going to put that, but I'm going to share some things, out of 100 people, out of 100, for every 100, by age 65, let's share some things, all right? So here we go. By age 65, right here, out of 100, 36 people, all right, 36%, however you want to say it, but 36%, we say normally, and it's sad, but this is reality, red R is reality, but 36% are usually dead. And I'm just going, like I said, we about to be some reality, folks, talking about some cold, hard statistics and things going on. But by age 65 out of 100, all right, many people say 36 be probably dead. 54%, they may not be dead. However, they're dead broke. Dead broke, okay? So the first 36 is dead. Here we go. 54% is dead broke. But they give us 90. Now, 5% at age 65 are still working. Now, that's a sad case because at age 65, we say, hey, we really want to go to our retirement years. But many people, because if they're not dead, they're dead broke, 5% are still working. Some people say, they retire, but they got to get out of retirement to get a job because that 40, or like I say, inflation going up. They got debt. They didn't know how to increase their cash flow during their working year and build assets. So now when they go to retire, they got to go back into working. They're still working part-time. I'm in affiliate education and things right there. Coach Joseph affiliate education. And we've seen people who have some good retirement, but sometimes it's just not enough. They may go back and substitute, or some people may go get a job, be a greeter at Walmart, things. I'm just going to be the reality and what's real going on. At the 5%, some people are still working. They find some type of way to do a part-time job. All right? And hopefully they can do a part-time business. But here's the thing about it. 5% of those right there are still working at age 65. They're not really able to enjoy it. you should be living your life and traveling to do the things you want to do now. But a lot of people say, I'm going to wait till I retire and do things. But by the time they retire, the house is not paid off, cars, it's not paid off. They got, credit card debt still going on, and they still just not making enough money to outpace the cost of living. So here we go. However, let's go into that. 4% though are financially, I'm sure I can see that. Stable. All right. 4% are financially stable. 4% do have assets, do have mutual funds, do have a good retirement pension, do have some things set in place so they can start, having their money work for them. Some people did, when we started out, if you think about it, when we started out going to school, we taught to go to school, to get a job, get education. And let's say most people start working really about 25, because I'm going to share about the 4 quadrants quickly and show how important this is. That it is a code red. It is an alert for us to take really serious when we get ready to get into the cash flow strategies about adjusting our W-4, minimizing your expenses, minimizing your taxes so you can increase your cash flow, using the VIP membership as an additional stream of income, because we really want to make sure that we get in the right spot by the time we retire, folks. And that's what we want to do, because when you retire, you're not punching in the clock anymore. How are you gonna bring home the money? But you gotta have things in place. So right here, but that 1% are actually the ones by age 65, they already are wealthy. So I want you to look at that for a minute. Let that soak in your mind. By age 65, out of 100, 36%, hey, they're probably dead. 54 who are alive are dead broke. 5% of those are still working. Everybody says it's like the oxymoron. I don't say I retired, but I'm still working. I'm fully retired. No, all right? Because I'm not part of that 4%, which is financially stable, or that 1%, which is wealthy. And what we want to do, our goal is to help you get at least right there, that 5% right there, that 4, be financially stable, or some of y'all be wealthy, or actually a millionaire. And I hope many people, if y'all got goals like that, I know that's my goal, to be wealthy and have generational wealth and stuff. So I'm on the track to doing things, and many people in this group who's really taking these strategies serious. Well, our whole goal, we want to get to be financially stable. We want to be in that top 4%, or ultimately getting that 1% where you really are wealthy and things. So financially stable, hey, you got everything in place, all right? You got things coming in. You don't have to work again. You don't have to go back to work. You're good, all right? And ultimately, we want to get to that wealthy part. Now, let me erase this and show you something. This is recorded, so you can go back and watch it. But I want to show something right quick, because most of the time, we say we want to work 40 years. So let's say I got 4 quadrants. All right? Quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 quadrants I want you to look at. Now, from age 25 to 65, that's 40 years, right? So let's say right here, you start out, you done school, or you didn't went straight working out of high school. Hopefully you didn't work so many years, 6 years, that you didn't pretty much got, that you've been brought into the system, brought into the company, and you pretty much trying to go in your career. So let's say the first quadrant, anybody age 25 to 35. Okay? Second quadrant, 35 to 45. That's year old. Okay? The third quadrant in your life are the people who are an age range of 45 to 55. Okay? And finally, the fourth quarter. Okay? Age 55 to 65. So look at those quadrants. Now, on a comment, if you on here live with us, I want you to type what quadrant. All right. If you're age 25, 35, put quadrant 1. If you're on 35 to 45, put quadrant 2. All right. If you're age 45 to 55, quadrant 3. And if you age 55 to 65, quadrant 4. Now, here's the thing about it, folks. I want you to think about the quadrant, because right here, we really got to start working, doing things. By here, age 35 to 45, you're already in quadrant 2. Think about in football, or basketball, we got 4 quarters and it's a game, right? Well, in life, and we deal with money, this money is a game. Capitalism. Who's capitalizing? It's a game. We racing and we're trying to compete before we get to retirement. We're trying to get in either the 4%, which is financially stable, or that 1%, which is actually wealthy. And so what you got to do is think about what quadrant you are. You need to think about the game. How are you competing right now? Most time, if you're already in the second quadrant, which I'm in the second quadrant, it's halftime. After the first 2 quarters, you get age 45, most people go in, take a break, halftime, they come back for third and fourth quarter to finish the game. But think about this game of life, this game of money. Some of you are in quadrant 3. Some people are in quadrant 4 when you're really pushing it and you're trying to get all the things you want to do. I hope you are. They try to get financially stable so when you can get this age retired. Now, retirement really is not an age. Just have enough money to support your lifestyle, all right? When you don't have to go multiply your businesses growing, your dividends, your stocks, your bonds, mutual funds, all that stuff is taking care of your living, all right, or the way you live. So here's the thing about it. You need to know what quadrant you are and how much time you got. Because some people are really pushing it and getting the danger zone where we're doing it. Now, I know in games, in sports, a lot of people say, well, I'm good. It's a tie game. And a tie game, most people say, you know what? The game's tied. We're going to go to overtime, right? OT. Overtime. Yeah. In basketball, football, and sports, yes, it is an OT for overtime. But dealing with money and retirement and when we talk about income shifting, our OT, you know what that stands for? Out of time. You get to pay age 65 and over, folks are running out of time. There's no overtime. Hey, come back, coach. Let me get back in the game. Give me some more. At that time, hey, we're out of time. Okay? So take this serious when we talk about the capital strategy about eliminating debt. When we talk about telling somebody, hey, did you increase your credit score? Did you send your letters off for your taxes? For your credit, your dispute letter. Did you turn your W-4 back in to your human resource office? Did you see a pay increase? Give yourself a pay rate. Share those things what you want to do so we can show these things, and hopefully you can get some other people to get in and take part of the challenge, and you can get some additional income, okay? Because the thing about it is, increase the whole thing we're trying to do is teach you ways to increase your cash flow so you can start paying off debt, so you can start investing, all right? And living better, okay? So that's the things you want to do. So I want your homework right now. I'm about to get off, and we want to go before you long. I'm going to get Coach Joseph back on, but I want you to talk about that this is code red, and the R stands for reality. I just share some reality facts with you all, folks. But being a part of VIP membership, we have became educated, all right? We became educated. We became educated by being a part, taking the challenge. Now, because you know the reality, you know a quadrant that you are, all right? You know that the reality that 36% by the time 65, some people may be dead already. They may be dead broke. They may be still working the 5%, but you're trying to get financially stable and ultimately wealthy. Well, then we know that we really got to take it and be determined. So when I say code red, the R is for reality. We just talked about some things. But now, being part of the group, now that we're educated, my question to you, are you determined? That's what the D is for. Are you determined? Determined. Now that you got educated and you know what the reality of cold hard facts is presented before you, you've seen how you was losing money in taxes. You've seen how our credit score can hurt us and cost us more money in the long run because we got high interest rate. You've seen how debt can really take, eat our paycheck, garnish our paycheck. We live in paycheck to paycheck. So now that you're educated on these strategies of how to do it, my question is, are you determined to flip that around? Okay? And we don't want to get to OT because OT for us means out of time. Okay? So make sure we understand this. That I really want to say before we get to, I want to talk about a code red because this is stuff we gonna know the reality of what's going on, folks. And so that's what I have for tonight to start us off for the week. Coach Joseph, I'm gonna let you come back in. But that's what we have, everyone. It's Monday, okay? And the reality of it, we know some things going on. We know what quadrant you may be in. I'm in quadrant 2, so I'm almost at halftime, but I'm trying to work now the third or fourth quarter. I want you, hey, if I practice hard, prepare for the game, which is a game of money, for the third or fourth quarter, I should be able to take control, come back, take control, and conquer that game, take victory in my goal, what I'm trying to do. And so that's what you all should do. So let's try to be in the top 4% financially stable, or ultimately that 1%, the millionaire or wealthy, and things you want to do. Coach Joseph, any comments?
Man, thanks for that informative intro and breakdown of what we're going to be doing this week. I do want to say this. This is serious. The challenge is all about us improving ourselves financially, and so what you get out of the membership and what you get out of the challenge is totally up to you as far as taking these strategies and using them and utilizing them in your everyday life. Again, we've addressed 3 of the cash flow streams. Tonight, we're kicking off this week where we're talking about debt elimination. Here's something to think about. People want to do certain things in life, and they have certain goals, they have certain dreams, but there's usually something that's standing in their way. We know that taxes take up a lot of the money, all right? But outside of taxes, when it comes down to people's debt and their spending habits as relates to their wants and their needs, those are the things that prevent people from being able to live life the way they want to. And so this debt is sort of like a snowball, and it keeps people trapped and they don't have a way out. Well, the first thing that Chris did tonight was he gave us some cold hard facts about 100 people. And we can try and debate it all we want. But out of 100 people, it was very interesting. 36 people were dead. 54 people were dead broke. 54 people were dead broke, and 5 of the people that were retired were still working. So that's 59% right there. 59% of the people dead broke, 5 dead broke or retired, and still working. So we got to be real with ourselves. Where do we fall in that? Obviously, we're not in the 36 because we're still alive. But are we in that 54 dead broke? Are we in that 5 still working? Or are we in the 4% that's financially stable? And I know most of our goals is to get to the number 1, but we got to be serious and honest with where we are. The next thing he talked about was the 4 quadrants, equated to 4 quarters in a game. You know, I'm in the second quarter. I'm in the second quadrant. As a matter of fact, I'm 4 years away from closing out the second quadrant. So I've got some catching up to do. And in order for me to catch up, there's some things that I've got to change. All right. And so based on the quadrant you are in, it's never too late to start. Take what you're getting and start applying them, and then prepare yourself for the next quarter. All right. And so with that being said, I want you to do something for me tonight as your homework. I want you to go ahead and make a list of all of the debt that you have. Make a list of your debt, put down your balances and things like that. And not only do I want you to make a list of your debt, I want you to also list your monthly expenses. List your monthly expenses, your internet bill, your cable bill if you have it, your cell phone, utilities, things like that. Make those 2 lists, all right? Because if you're going to be talking about eliminating some debt, then we gotta know what those debts are. We gotta know what these expenses are, all right? Because there are 3 ways to get your cash flow going in a positive direction. Number 1, we've already talked about, minimize your taxes. But number 2 is to eliminate your debt, and number 3 is to minimize your expenses. Those 3 things, if you minimize and reduce or eliminate those 3 things, your cash flow automatically goes up. All right, so we need those 2 lists, because we're going to get into some things tomorrow that's going to further advance the conversation about eliminating debt. And then we're going to share with you the tool that we use to actually put all this information in and come up with a nice debt elimination plan. All right, so that's what we have for you this evening as it relates to the training. One final thing, this is the, we offer people access to this VIP challenge for $19.95.
Right.
So if you were on the call last week with the MyEcon founder, co-founder Ivy Stokes, we found out that this coming Friday is the last day to offer this membership for $19.95. After this Friday, it'll go back to the regular price. It'll go to the price of $49.95. So with that being said, we want to know if you all would like for us to conduct some presentations to invite people to the challenge. And we won't necessarily do it via Facebook. We will do it via the Zoom webinar room. And we just want to know if you all would be interested in us doing that. And if you would, just leave a comment and we'll kind of see what everybody says. And then what we will do is beginning tomorrow, we will do some live presentations via Zoom to kind of share with people what we're doing and then invite them to the challenge and give them the opportunity to take advantage of this last week of the $19.95 option to grab their membership. So if that's something you're interested in doing, just comment that you're interested and we will make it happen. We'll let you know the time. We'll give you the Zoom ID number so you can share it with people and invite them to the webinar tomorrow. But we're willing to do the webinar for the next 4 days. All right, so we got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So willing to do them the next 4 days to try and ensure that we can get as many people as possible into the challenge, but also assist you in generating and increasing your cash flow by encouraging people to grab that membership. All right, so just let us know what you want to do. Coach Chris, if you don't have anything else to say, we're going to call it a night. And we're going to let everybody sleep and hope you all got some value. Remember, this is Code Red of reality, educated, and determined. So let's go ahead. Let's get to it. Let's get the homework complete, and we will see you all tomorrow.
One second.